The echo of laughter still clung to me as I slipped outside. Not the warm kind born of joy, but the brittle, cutting sort that hides cruelty beneath the mask of celebration. I could still picture the scene. Her sister unwrapping the bow-tied keys to a brand new BMW. Their father raising his glass. The entire room bursting into applause. Then came my gift. A t-shirt with the words "Now Jobless" stitched across it, a $2 bill taped to the front like a punchline. They laughed even harder when my wife did. I forced a smile, a hollow curve that never reached my eyes, then walked out before my silence turned into a spectacle. The night air was sharp, breath fogging against the windshield as I started the car. The engine purred, steady and dependable, everything I wasn't. My phone buzzed in my pocket with the notification I had been waiting for all week. I didn't open it yet. Instead, I drove away from the music, the lights, the family that was never truly mine but always treated me as if they owned me. This didn't begin tonight. The rot had started long before, with subtleties easy to dismiss. The way she stiffened at my touch. The glow of a locked screen. Her body leaning away instead of toward me. A faint cologne on her clothes that was never mine. I told myself she was exhausted. That marriages fray over time. But truth never stays quiet. It claws until you listen. So I tested her silence. A spare toothbrush hidden in her purse when she claimed she worked late. Uber receipts leading to addresses nowhere near her office. Nights where her phone conveniently died the moment she stepped through our door. Then the slip came, her father's secretary, drunk at dinner, muttering, "Congrats to her for keeping it in the family." That single phrase buried itself in me. I dug deeper. What I uncovered was worse than any suspicion. She wasn't with a stranger. Her affair was with someone who sat across from me every holiday dinner, her sister's fiancé. Betrayal wrapped in blood and loyalty, as grotesque as it was efficient. I said nothing. I collected. DNA swabs from glasses, emails pulled from her forgotten tablet, a camera angled low in the garage where she thought shadows would conceal them. I didn't confront her. Not yet. Confrontation was for the desperate. Revelation was for the patient. A week before Christmas, the results arrived. DNA doesn't bend or soften. It slices with certainty. The child she swore was mine wasn't. He belonged to her sister's fiancé. I stared at the report under the sterile light of my office. Percentages, markers, science laying bare what my gut had screamed for months. I folded the sheet, slid it into an envelope, and tucked it into my coat. Life continued as if nothing had changed. Meetings, coffee runs, her empty kisses on my cheek that tasted like dust. I let her keep living in the lie. I drove her to parties, dinners, stores. I listened as she spun story after story, convincing herself she was convincing me. Every time her phone lit up, I memoized the rhythm of her fingers hiding it. Every time she laughed with her sister, I measured the pitch. I smiled. I nodded. I gathered more. My patience was the blade she never saw coming. Tonight, the scene had been set perfectly. Ribbons, champagne, music drowning the air. She glowed as she stood beside her sister while their father handed over the car keys. Then my turn, my cruel gift, the shirt, the $2 bill. Their laughter. My mask. My silence. My exit. In the car, with December's frost whispering against the glass, I opened the email. A timed release, waiting for this exact moment. One click, and the file was gone, not to her, not to him, not to the family directly. To the press. To the company board. To investors who still believed in their untouchable image. DNA reports. Surveillance footage. Phone logs. Every polished lie stripped down to raw evidence. I didn't need to raise my voice. All I had to do was wait. And when her father's panicked shout carried into the night through a window left ajar, "Turn on the news," I knew the blade had landed. On every glowing screen in that room, the truth played out. My wife with her sister's fiancé. Dates, times, the garage camera catching hands, mouths, clothes half removed. DNA results side by side with birth certificates, the child revealed as the lie he was. Their father's face drained pale, investors already lighting up his phone. Her sister frozen, glass slipping from her hand. My wife's laughter vanished, replaced by silent horror. I wasn't there to watch it collapse. I was already gone. But I knew how the silence must have fallen. How quickly celebration curdled into scandal. She would look for me, search the crowd, ready to plead. But pleading requires someone to hear it, and I had left her none. The car hummed beneath me, loyal in a way people never were. I thought of her, Not with anger, not with longing, only with the clarity betrayal grants. They thought me a fool, a scapegoat, a man to mock. But fools don't write the ending. I did. And as the company buckled under scandal, as her father's empire cracked, as her sister's wedding turned to ashes, they would remember not my rage, not my grief, but my silence. The silence I carried out the door. I didn't need to see their pale faces to know I'd won. All I needed was the road stretching ahead, clean, endless, mine. I pressed the accelerator, and I never looked back.